I remember I interviewed Michael Vick, and he had this whole entourage of friends that he was paying for. They were living in his homes and everything else like that. And then ultimately, they were the ones that were doing dogfights in one of his houses, which ended up causing him to go to prison.
Fucking right.
Go bankrupt. He got sued, by the Falcons to get their money back, lost all his money and so forth. I mean, luckily he was able to come back and get his career back, which was rare because he was so young at the time. But I remember I said, do you regret doing this? He goes, nah. Like if you found $10 million in the back room, you wouldn't share it with your friends? And I'm like, it's not about finding $10 million. You earned that.
I was a real, genuine person with my money, and I had enough of it. And we all struggled together. We fought together. We laughed together. We cried together. We lost friends together. We all, was a tight-knit group. And so we just tried to, be just like any other group of friends, close-knit, stick together.
I mean, is this sort of a Newport News thing? Because Allen Iverson kind of had the same thing going on. He would always have a big crew from back home with him.
Man. You got a crew.
But I don't financially support him though.
Back you 20 years old, it might have been different. You had a couple $1 million. You might look at it different. You know what I'm saying? You and your boys, y'all had it lit. It's like walking in that back room and you broke and you find $20 million and you found it. They was outside. You ain't gonna give them nothing. You're not gonna give him a dime. You got a kids and he trying to get an apartment. You're not gonna help him when you got a pocket full of money.
It's a tough situation.
No, it's not a tough situation. I don't think it's a tough situation.
I've dealt with it. I've dealt with friends and it's always.
I don't think it's tough.
It's always, they're your best friends until the one time you tell them no.
Straight up, you ain't find $10 million.
You didn't find $10 million. You trained.
You worked for this
shit. And became the best in your craft yourself.
Right.
And I remember like all these people started like dissing me, like, in the DMs, like, yeah, see, you're not like us, lad. You don't share with your friends. You don't know what it's like. He's a real dude, unlike you. And I'm like, all y'all talking about some shit you don't talk. You have no idea about.
I think the big divide is that, some people just don't have the right people around them to show them what to do with their money. So the money will walk away from them.
Yeah.
They'll do dumb shit with the money. Like, a lot of us wasn't taught what to do with money. We had to learn that shit the hard way. And, some people are blessed to have a structured system around them as to where they know what to do with money from the beginning. Like, I was talking to this lady in the airport, and every one of her fucking kids is a surgeon or a fucking, like, a crazy-ass job they got out. And she was just running through the list. I was like, damn, I can't believe this shit. One of them a scientist. Like, they got crazy-ass jobs. So it's, and she was a very well-spoken, educated woman. So it really just clarified to me that it's really all on your upbringing and the people you got around you. If you come up around business people, you're gonna do business shit with your money.
A little baby just got arrested with a gun in Las Vegas.
But you can have a gun in Vegas.
No, you cannot.
Nevada, if you got a concealed license, they honor it in Nevada.
If you could get a multi-state concealed carry license.
The one that I got was honored in damn near 40-some states.
Certain ones are honored, but you have to actually go and get those certain kinds. I believe he was arrested without that type of license.
Oh, so he paid for like the $100 license. It's two different fees. I think it's like a $200 or a $400 or a $100 and a $200, but I choose to pay the maximum for my...
It's not every state. Like California is not included.
Yeah, you can't come to California and conceal shit, or New York. It's a couple, it's probably like 5-6 states that won't honor nobody concealed license.
You could do Texas, you could do Louisiana, you could do Georgia and everything else like that.
Up to like the high 30s or 40s. It's a lot of states that's gonna honor, like if you could do the Florida license, even in Louisiana, they call it the Florida license.
The Florida license, yeah, exactly.
So if you do that, you're gonna be covered in majority of the states. But if your ass go to New York.
Yeah. Well, that's how Polo G got caught up. He got caught with a gun.
I got a partner who was on 5 years federal probation for getting caught with a gun in New York.
Now, you yourself, when you caught your case, you had a concealed carry permit.
Yep.
Why did you feel at that point in your life that you needed to carry a gun with you everywhere you went?
I'm from Louisiana. I grew up around a bunch of shooting. Like, we actually got on the floor every night because it was AK-47s getting shot outside the house. The house across the street from us used to get shot to fucking pieces every other day. The house to the left of that, everybody in it got shot at the gas station one day. Like, You feel what I'm saying? Like, it was a lot of gunfire on my street. I would walk to the street as a 6-year-old and see 2 people finna fight, and then a gun come out and bah, and we running back in the yard. Like, that's what I grew up around. So I needed a gun ever since I was young. Like, ever since I was super young, I needed a gun, and I was known for always keeping me some fire my whole life because I was in a dangerous-ass environment.
Have you ever been shot at yourself?
I've been in situations where shots was fired,
okay,
and I was in the vicinity.
Okay.
But I ain't gonna say they shot at me.
Fair enough. Did that create a certain level of paranoia?
Yeah, being around gunfire always create paranoia because you don't know who the bullet's for. You don't know where the motherfuckers going, where they landing. I done been in a McDonald's drive-thru where some motherfuckers just fire the entire drive-thru up and I'm locked inside of it and can't get out of it, can't bag out of it, nothing. And they shooting this drive-thru to fucking pieces, coming from both directions, shooting over my car.
Wow.
Like, it's been like that in Louisiana.
And I remember you talked about when you got arrested, you said you had a concealed carry permit. They're like, well, we don't care because we're not charging you with that.
Yeah, they didn't give a fuck.
Do you think that if you did have a legal gun, they would have still hit you with a gun case?
No, because they had changed the law in Louisiana to where if you was over the age of 18, you could conceal a gun.
Oh, just period?
Yeah, so she couldn't fuck with me on that.
Oh, okay.
You could conceal at 18 without a license in Louisiana, and they had already passed that shit. So it wasn't nothing she can.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm pro-gun. I have guns.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I believe in protecting yourself. So,
right.
You know, I'm all for it.
No. They had passed a law that you could conceal at 21. They just did the 18, and I was well over 21, so.
Well, coming from Louisiana, Lil Wayne just announced that there's going to be a real
I just got
Boys.
the phone with him.
Yeah,
Yep,
Wayne?
I'm about to go there when I leave here.
Okay.
Facts.
Yeah, so Wayne is announcing the official Hot Boys reunion at Louisiana Fest.
Fucking right.
With everyone. Turk,
right.
BG.
Right.
You know,
I can't wait to see
Juvenile, him.
I can't wait to see this.
It's going to be epic.
I'm going. You going?
I may go.
Let's pull up.
Yeah,
let's
pull
fuck
up.
with it. Let's fuck with it.
It's going to be epic.
We can fuck with it.
I've interviewed Wayne. I've interviewed everyone except for BG.
Okay. I was wondering that because I never saw Wayne on your platform.
This was before Vlad TV. This was when I was doing DVDs. So even though there's a Wayne interview, it's not a real Wayne interview, but I still could say an interview.
I'm going to ask him today if he want to.
Yeah?
I'm going to ask him today.
Oh, man, that would be epic.
Right,
a real sit-down with Wayne would be everything right now.
Yeah, I'm going to ask him.
Okay.